This person that we have, that we know buried, is right next here, Mr. Blackman. He was 105 years old when he died in 2003. We met him, and he had lived a large part of his life in Venezuela, but returned to Barbados for a few years before he died.
Tales from the Tombs on CBC TV 8 and on the internet via the World Wide Web.cbc.bb, Sunday at 7:35 p.m. Eastern Caribbean Time. Tales from the Tombs.
Well, ladies, that was a good discussion on fornication.
Below, the word is fornication.
No, it's fornication.
How?
I gave him an ultimatum. I tell him, you got to marry me before my boarding. Otherwise, you gotta go.
Yeah? But that was after you was living with him for over 35 years.
Neighbors by Definition, Wednesdays at 9:03 p.m. and repeated on Fridays at 6 p.m. on CBC TV 8.
Good evening, I'm Sean Green with the CBC Sports Mar. Barbados Pride at the Windward Islands Volcanoes played to a draw on their fourth and final day of their ninth round WICB PCL match at Kensington Oval. Now set 232 for victory, the Windwards gave Barbados a sniff of perhaps pulling off an outright win. But the Volcanoes inched to 101 for 6 by the 5 o'clock cutoff time. Now Jamal Warrican bagged 5 for 29. Now earlier the Volcanoes were bowled out for 416, replying to Barbados' 480. Then the Bajans batted a second time and made 167 for 5 declared, with Ralston Chase making 65. CBC's Damien Best was there for the day's first session.
Barbados hunting for 2 wickets. The Windward Islands looking to make life miserable, resuming on 394 for 8 in reply to Barbados' 408 all out. Wayward delivery from Miguel Cummins, flicked away to the fine leg boundary for 4 by Mervyn Matthews. Ashley Nurse operating from the other end now and turned down to fine leg as well for another boundary, this time by Dennis Smith. The score up to 412 for 8. Cummings though put together a testing over the next time around and got one to jag back. Smith struck on the pad, out LBW for 30, 413 for 9. Oh, DeLon Johnson was in and out before you knew it. Off stump, plucked up the ground by Cummins for just 1. The Windward Islands Volcanoes 416 all out. Barbados with a lead of 64. Well, Kevin Stout and Craig Brathwaite opening for the Pride in the second innings. Stout filling in for the injured Kyle Corbin. Brathwaite here opening his account in style, drives past mid-off for 4. Elegant indeed. Then Stout from the same script, holding the pose for the cameras. Superb timing. The Pride 26 without loss. Stout continued to show his application to the task. Mervyn Matthews cracked through the covers for 4. Brathwaite and Stout posting a 50-run partnership before Stout was the first to go down the track, swing and a miss, dropped by the keeper, who then directs it onto the stumps. The umpire sends him. Let's take another look. Yep, he's got to go. Stout then stumped by Dennis Smith for 29, 52 for 1. Brathwaite went shortly after that, looking to go through the leg side, picked off by Shane Shillingford. Excellent catch. Brathwaite made 25, 57 for 2 now. Well, the Windwards on a roll. Shamar Brooks sweeping, top edge, simple catch to short fine leg, 60 for 3. Brooks' contribution this time around, just 2. The Pride eventually heading to lunch, 67 for 3, with Ralston Chase and Shea Hope at the crease. Damien Best, CBC Sports.
Thanks, Damien. Scores in the match: Barbados 480 and 167 for 5 declared. The Windward Islands 416 and 101 for 6. Now in the other games across the region, leaders Guyana Jaguars and TNT Red Force played to a draw. Scores at the Guyana National Stadium: the Jaguars 291 and 266 for 5 declared. Red Force 340 and 99 for 3. And at the Vivian Richards Cricket Ground in Antigua, the Leeward Islands Hurricanes defeated the Jamaica franchise. Yes, they actually won a match by 4 wickets. And scores Jamaica 175 and 274. The Hurricanes winning their first game 285 and 168 for 6. Switching sports now, Dwayne Stanford found the back of the net twice to give his Mackerson Britain's Hill side the 2-0 victory over Silver Sands when the Digicel BFA Premier League continued last night at the National Stadium. Now, the game was the first of a triple header which saw the other 2 encounters ending in draws without a goal being scored in either. Gore Hill and DirecTV Paradise with a goalless draw despite both teams having a number of attempts on goal. And that was also the case for the Weymouth Wales and Rendezvous FC. Now, despite that draw, Wales continue to top the table with 14 points, having 4 wins and 2 draws. Rendezvous settled in second spot on 11 points with 3 wins and 3 draws. Staying with football, Tiana Hackett was the toast at the 2014 awards ceremony of the Barbados Football Association's Women's League. Hackett was named the most valuable player and best midfielder last season. The best goalkeeper award went to Camilla Burke, while the best defender was Kerry Bascom. Colin Johnson took the best striker title. The National Sports Council took the top prize in the club awards ahead of second place University of the West Indies. Mavericks finished third and Genesis settled for 4th spot. The Barbados Association of Netball Umpires has honored its top 2014 members in their annual awards ceremony and graduation. CBC's Anne-Marie Burke reports.
The Barbados Association of Netball Umpires recently held their annual awards ceremony at the Solidarity House, not only honoring those umpires whose service in 2014 was outstanding, but it was also the occasion for the graduation ceremony for many umpires who completed courses en route to gaining higher-level umpiring status. President of BANU, Carmita Duglin, said the association adopted the motto Umpiring Excellence in 2014, and they were able to achieve most of their objectives.
We developed a code of practice for umpires, and we now have a disciplinary committee in place chaired by Ms. Annette Beckett, who will be implementing this code of ethics and making sure that umpires really toe the line. We continued our community outreach with seminars for players, coaches, and managers. And this was to build or to foster a better relationship with clubs, as well as to teach some of the players the rules. One thing that we also wanted to do, and that was to ensure that the school's umpires were trained. So we had umpires from Parkinson School, Lester Vaughan, Graydon Seeley, Ren Weeks, and we also invited some of the students. So we had 4 students, but 1 was successful, and she's from the foundation school.
The president also used the occasion to restate the association's hope for a new national netball facility. Minister of Sports Stephen Lashley, in response, said funding is a hindrance.
The reality about it is that we have designed a project which will be going to the cabinet very shortly for the total redevelopment of the national stadium, including the netball stadium. Now, having done that, I must say that we also have to find the funding for it. But I have a belief that given the importance of sports in Barbados, at least if we say that sports is important, we have a solemn duty to find the money from somewhere to replace the national stadium, including the netball stadium.
Among the night's awards, the Lifetime Achievement Award was given to veteran umpire and past president Angela Gibbs.
To those umpires practicing and aspiring, love your sport. When you go on the court, be honest and use your integrity. Remember, it is not only netball, but it is Barbados that you are representing there, and you never know where it may take you. Thank you all, and God bless.
Anne-Marie Burke, CBC Sports.
Parkinson Memorial has a history of honoring students who have achieved sporting success. And the most recent was champion jockey Rico Walcott, who recently won the Sandy Lane Gold Cup on board Sailors Creek. It was also the occasion for the school to honor 3 more jockeys who are past students. Again, Anne-Marie Burke reports.
2015 Sandy Lane Gold Cup winning jockey Rico Walcott is a product of the Parkinson School, and his alma mater took time out to honor the champion jockey's achievements in horse racing with a special presentation during the school's morning assembly. Walcott, who is back in Canada, was represented by his father, Charles Jones, who also presented the school with his son's 2013 Canadian Derby Trophy as a token of appreciation for the honor. Also recognized were jockeys Antonia Whitehall, Nyron Austin, and Gerald Beckles, all of whom would have been students of the school. Principal Jeff Brooms urged the present students to use achievements of past students as an inspiration.
If you look around Barbados, if you look in politics, you look in medicine, you look in law, you look in education, you look in drama, you look in sport, you're going to see some Parkinsonian doing something well. And all I want you to internalize is that you can do it too. You are good enough. Don't anybody sell you short.
The horse racing industry is a lucrative one, and the Barbados Turf Club's Mohammed urged the students to look at it outside of just being a sport.
It's an industry. We employ more than 2,500 people directly in this industry, and almost 3,000 in general when it comes to race days. So it's an employment opportunity. Some can be grooms, some can be jockeys, some can be owners, some can be trainers. It's an honest way of living.
Here's another shining example of the positive sporting products of the Parkinson School. Anne-Marie Burke, CBC Sports.
Thanks, Anne-Marie. That's it for sports. Lisa